Hello and welcome to this presentation. We are going to be considering the design of Handrail completely in this video. We look at its settings successfully and then we will carry out the connections design, connections like wet as well as bold connections successfully in this video. So you have a master knowledge of Handrail design in Tekla structure at the end of this video. Let us start. So we proceed from here. Okay, so before we start to place the Andre, I want to be showing you one other thing that you need to actually learn if you are a Tekla structure user. If you check on this model, the platform you are seeing here, if you check this edge, you can see how trim it is. If you check this other edge, see how trim it is. All right. Then if you zoom closely to this edge, you can see it that there is a clashing right here. So I want to show you how you can get rid of this clashing by trimming it in the right way successfully. Okay. So that is one of the things you are going to be learning in this video. All right. So for me to do that, I will just do Control I on the keyboard. This will break up the view properties, and then I will scroll down, navigate to the plan at elevations 8200 millimeters. I move it to the visible view just like this, and I click on OK right here. Then I'll have to tie this window vertical right here, and then I zoom closely so you can see how trim this edge is, while this other edge is actually clashing. Here is also clashing. So how do you get rid of this? We will have to resolve this first before we go into the Handrail design successfully. So to do this, you have to use this option set fit parts end. All right. So it is under edit tab. All right. Click on the edit tab. All right. To get this, click right here. Then select the member that you want to trim. I'll select that member and I'll pick this first point, pick this second point of that member trim. So I will also trim this one. I select this, I pick the same point, second point to actually have that, but that does not work. You do that again, select that, pick the first point over here and pick the second point to have a trim just like this. Okay, you can see it is now modern enough. So this is how you carry out trimming right here successfully. The same way you do to other members that are actually clashing together successfully. I will right click and interrupt, and then I close this window. I will tie this major window vertical. So we start the Handrail design. All right. So for the Handrail design, what we do is at first we have to dimension every beams that we needed this Handrail to be placed on. You have to first of all know the dimension of the beams successfully. So under edit tab, you come to where you have measure, click right there. I'll pick this first point from here, and then all the way I'll pick the second point from here. I want to know the length of this. I click outside, I have 2100 millimeters. Okay, that is the length I'm covering. Okay, so if I'm covering this other side with the Handrail, I'll also measure and know so I can place the Handrail effectively. Mind you, we are going to be carrying out Handrail connections in this video, so stay tuned. We make progress. I will right click and then interrupt from here. So over here I have the Handrail already under application and component. If you type and right here or Handrail, you have this. So we'll be using this 1024. Okay, so I will select on it, right click and click on the properties, because this is a default. This is how you see it at default. Nothing is in these provisions, so we have to carry out the settings that's supposed to be here so that we can be able to place it effectively. So having gotten to know this to be 2100, over here if you see over here we have an overhang. Okay, if we actually want to have a kind of a curve end overhang. Okay, so let's say our overhang is 350. So if you have an overhang of 350, and then that simply means this major two poles, you can see the first and the last poles, you can see the distance here in these provisions. So if you have 350 here, 350 here, that means we have up to about 700. Okay, but we only consider this side. So if you do 350 minus 2100, a simple arithmetic, you should be having about 750 right there. So 750 is, 1750 is what we are going to be having in these provisions, just like this. Okay, so the top, we also have the top overhang right there is going to be 250 right here. Then the spacing between the poles of the handrail is going to be, I'll make that 500 right here. Okay, then we now have the first horizontal pole right there. Sorry, for the first horizontal member of the handrail, the height is going to be 500 right here. Then we have the total height of the handrail right here, which is going to be 1000. If you have any question, you can just drop it in the comment sections, or there's a group chat. Okay, a link in the description of this video where you can also join. And don't forget to like this video. Do not also forget to subscribe to our channel. Let us proceed. So here you see this place, the first desktop provisions, that is a curve. Okay, here is a curve. I will show you what that means, but make provision for it to be 100, and then here it's going to be 350, which is the same overhang that we provided at this side of the handrail successfully. Okay, here is the placement of the handrail from the beam. Okay, the distance from the beam. So we work with this as we make progress. Click on the parts provisions, and then the stanchion profile. Click in these provisions. We can just go straight away to the pipes right here. We can choose to use this one. Okay, click on apply and okay. So we can copy this one, the handrail pipes, handrail profile, and as well as the nail profile. Then we have the toe plates. I will actually show you this in the process. The toe plate is going to be 10 millimeter thickness, and then we have the plate width to be 100 right there, just like this. Okay, so we have P for the position number P, and then we have that provisions to be 1, and then here is also P. This is a plate PL. Okay, just like this. And this other provision we have here is for the assembly numbering, so we don't really have need for that. Okay, so for the material, click in these provisions and then select the steel. We scroll down, we want to be using 275, apply that. Okay, we copy this from here just like this, and then we paste in this provision, Ctrl P, and then for the name it's going to be pipe right here, just like this. Then copy it just like this and paste it in these provisions just like this. Okay, all right, so we are done with this. So the next thing we have to do now is that we get to the parameters. In the parameters, the rolling positions, leave it left. We always come here to make changes here. If you are actually providing, I will show you this shortly. So the stanchion distributions here should be equals. That is the vertical poles in between the handrails should be equal right there. Okay, so to create assembly, yes, it should create assembly. And then create where node, no need for that, and this should be weight default. Okay, weight default. So near rear should be default, and then the rear to stanchions fittings we have yes, just like this. This is the setting we need. Okay, in the general and the analysis we don't need any changes. You leave everything there at positive. Okay, so we click on modify, click on applied. So now you click on modify and apply. You select the members in which you want to place the handrail just like this, and pick a point to have the handrail placed just like this. You can see handrail has been placed just like this successfully. Now the toe plate, if I come over to the picture, the toe plate, sorry, the parts here, see the toe plate, this one is this one. Let me interrupt this. So I will come to these provisions and then use this option of select object in component, so you can be able to select object in all of these components. You know, all of this is a component. Okay, so this is the template. I can be able to select each of the objects. All right, this is the template. So you can also always make changes to this depending on what you actually intended to have. Okay, and then this is the curve provisions I was talking about. The curve edge in this picture provisions here is 100, which is this curve right here. Okay, in the overhang. All right, and this is the overhang distance of 350. You can see it right here. All right, so the next thing we are supposed to do to this array is this last and the end word pattern. So you come to this word provisions, just select in this word provisions. So you see the word 2 and 3. So we come over here, so it's supposed to be outside word, so you choose these options. Click on modify, apply it, and okay. So to apply this, you have to come and activate this select component. So you can be able to select the whole of this at once, like this, and click on modify successfully, and then apply it. Another thing I want to show you in this is that the template, you can reposition it. You can see now it is outside, so you can take it inside. For you to do that, you have to select the component, and then you come to parameters. You see this provision, change it to right, just like this, and click on modify. You can see now the template goes inside successfully. Okay, I want to be showing you more things. Okay, select this component, come to where you have pictures. You can see these provisions right here will actually uh, show you the placement of this handrail from the beams. Okay, so we want it to be 100 away from the beam. Click on this, you can see it right now. It is now being shifted away from the beam, just like this. And for you to be able to place the connections, you need to shift it away from the beam successfully. If here is 0, it's going to be directly on top of the beam, and modify is right on top of the beam successfully. Okay, so this is method you use to place the handrail all around these provisions of this tungsten platform successfully. Now we will look at the connections. Okay, the connection. So I click on the apply it and okay, but by then you can save this as a preset. If you come to these provisions, you can give it a name and then click on save. It will be saved in this provision as a preset successfully, which you can use it in the next design that you will do. Okay, if you select here, you can see other presets here. You can see auto default and external design preset. Okay, so let's just do that. So I can call this my Handrail, just like this. Okay, and I click on save as right here. See it in the provision. Now I can do it right now. So if I click on modify, apply it, and okay. All right, so now I double click on this to bring this up. You see what is here? Okay, so I can decide to load this one. You can see it right there. So this is how you can make a preset, okay, for the access for your subsequent design successfully. I click on OK. Let's look at the connector. Okay, so I will right click and then withdraw view to have a neat Handrail just like this. But you notice something that you are no longer seeing some part of the Handrail. It is because of the view limit. All right, I will show you that now. View limit. So double click right here, and then you have to see my view limit. It clicks. Okay, all right. Click on OK. For now, what you do, select all of this member. Okay, right click and then come to fit work area to selected part. Click release provisions. Select here. See, it is up. Okay, so this is how you get them out. Okay, because there is always a view box here. All right, so if the limit is below, it's not going to show you, and that is how you should also make it visible. All right, so we make progress. Come to the provisions. You can type something like stanchion. Okay, stanchions on this stand like this. Okay, so scroll down. We are looking for connectors. Okay, you can see stanchions double plates. Okay, we'll use this one. You can use any of this. Okay, but we'll use this. So select on this one, and then right click and click on the properties. So in these provisions we have it to be 100 here, right here, or you can use 80, depends. You come to the parts. Okay, so the plate itself, the connection plate thickness is going to be 10. the bearing plate thickness, okay, is going to be 10, and then this one, when we look at it, we use 100 right there. Okay, so these are plates. Okay, so we can use PL right here, PL for plates. So for the material, we navigate to steel provisions, and then we will use these options applied, and okay, you copy this one, and then you have to paste it in these provisions from here. Then this is supposed to be plate, just like this. Select this one, right click, copy, and then paste in these provisions, just like this. The parameters, we are going to be using this type of plate, so select in these provisions and choose this one. Okay, or at first you can leave that, we'll come back here shortly. Then come to the general, leave this provision positive, come to the board, we make changes here. Board we use 16, and then this board standard we can't choose to use this one, and then the tolerance should be 2, and then leave all of this positive, or we make changes to the board provisions right here. Okay, as we placed it successfully. So after which we click on the modify and apply. So we select this beam, and then select the pole. You can't select it because it's in components now, so you have to change these provisions. Click here to make it a single member, so you can now select this to have it placed. Now you can see how it is being placed successfully. This is not model at all. Okay. Provisions changes to this one, modify it, and then see what we are having. So we are supposed to have it on this face, but it's giving us in the other face. Okay, yeah, if you check very well, we notice that we need to make some adjustment on the Handrail itself. Double click on the Handrail, and then over here is 0. We are supposed to make it maybe 100, and then click on modify, so you have this. Okay, you can see. So having gotten this now, we click on the okay options. We double click on this member, but we will choose these options and double click on the connector itself. So here we change these provisions to maybe 80 or 70 right here. Click on modify. All right, let's make here 850. Okay, so this is good now. Then this particular bearing plate, okay, we will change that in these proportions x1, and then we change it to 70, and then click on modify. So you can now see we made it 50 right here, and then modify. We have something of this. This is model enough, you can see. Okay, click on the applied. You can come to the board provisions now, so you can be able to set the board as well. Okay, so for the boards provisions here, you can't come here, we need just one board right here, and then the spacings you can make it 100, and then click on modify. You see how it is being placed. Let's make here to come modify. You have this very model, control arrow on the keyboard, just right click and then redraw view. You can do control arrow and pick edit point, so you can update around here. See what we are not having. This is model. Okay, so this is just what we need right here. After which click on modify, apply, and okay. You can right click and then interrupt this, select on this micros. You come to this provision, make sure you activate this, select on the micro itself, double click, apply, and okay. Come to components, we want to create current connections, and then select the beams, and then select this. You have to activate this first, select it to have it placed just like this. Okay, just like this. All right, that is it. Okay, so let's, for instance, there's no enough space between this and this line. If you are placing from this other end, You may not have a space, you don't need board, and then you want to use weight with this type of connections. What will you do? So what we do in that case, you just have to select the component. All right, double click in these provisions, and then you have to get to your board. We have where number just one board, click on modify. So you have something like this. You can see the board is actually being clashed right here. So what you now need to do is you can work on the bearing plates right there by coming to these provisions, change that to 60, click on modify. All right, so for this board now, what you need to do is just click on the OK from here, select this component, right click, and then click on explode to get this component explode. Select the board, and then you can see the board informations right here. You can right click and then click on delete to get rid of that. So now you need to use word. You'll come to steel, and so you see this word, this first option, select it to weld this beam to this plate successfully, just like this. Okay, this bearing plate has already been welded successfully. So see, now I'm using weld instead of board. I can interrupt this. All right, so this is weld and this is board. So with this same method, you can use to place your handrail around this platform successfully in the same methods. Okay, I believe you have learned one or two things in this video. Don't forget to like, do not forget to also subscribe to our channel, and then stay connected. If you're not in our group chat, you can as well join our group chat. There's a link in the description of this video, and also some templates which you can use to fast track your detailed drawings work successfully. We are going to stop here. Have a great day and see you in the next presentations. Bye for now.